All right, so post-traumatic stress injury. It's so important. Post-traumatic stress disorder, old hat. You're not broken. You're not broken. We're all broken. It's okay, we're all broken. But you're not that broken. The post-traumatic stress disorder, get rid of that disorder part. It's just yucky, I don't like it. Post-traumatic stress injury, it's healable, okay? We can work on this. We're working on this. You can get over it. You can get yourself in a better headspace. Totally doable. Let's do this, okay? Again, changing the dialogue in general, I think is really important. So post-traumatic stress injury. And we know, what is that? That's the leftovers after that inability to safely process emotions from past psychological and or physical injury. So tools, remember that you survived those initial injuries, and healing will involve safely processing those bottled up emotions. Healing will involve feeling those feelings, feeling those emotions. So RISN acronym can be really good for emotional development and safe emotional processing and healing. And so I used a lot of the information from that book, A Dose of Hope by Dr. Engel. He's really good, also a big proponent of the post-traumatic stress injury movement, and also has a ketamine clinic out in Texas, and they provide holistic care and lots of other things. But Dan Engel, he got a lot of this information out there, and I'm grabbing onto it because it's very accurate. I've been seeing a lot of these types of notes in my practice in the community mental health center prior to opening this clinic. So again, that RISN acronym for emotional development, safe emotional processing, healing. R, recognize that emotion that has arisen from you. So we're told in America that there's good and bad emotions. That's simply not true. All of the emotions are really important for that human experience, and that human experience is so valuable. You can't really appreciate sorrow without feeling joy, and you can't appreciate joy without feeling sorrow. There's so much to human emotion. We know that in general, being stuck in one emotion, not terribly good for you. And so being able to feel that whole human experience is really important. This RISN acronym, R, recognize that emotion that has arisen from you. Again, no such thing as bad emotions, just bad emotional reactions. I, investigate that emotion with curiosity and no judgment. So a lot of people do well to conceptualize that 6-year-old version of themselves sitting next to them on the park bench, nice, serene, beautiful environment, and just let them feel those feels. Just sit with that part of yourself and just let that emotion come and be their empathic witness. Be that person that's there for them, because that part of you didn't have that empathic witness at that point in your life. And that's why that got internalized, that tamped down. It wasn't safe to feel those feels like you really needed to process through. Slow down and breathe into it. I'm a big fan of the box breathing. It's super simple. So inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds. Exhale through your mouth for 4 seconds. Hold it out for 4 seconds. Do that 4 times, and it works just as well as 10 to 20 milligrams of propranolol, which is a beta blocker that reduces vascular dilatation, or increases vascular dilatation, reduces your heart rate. And a lot of people use it, like comedians use it, public speakers use it, the propranolol, but they can just as easily use the box breathing. It actually works faster and more profoundly when done properly. There's a bunch of other breathing exercises. I won't go through them all because that one's super simple and we'll stick with that, but there's a lot more out there, and do what works for you. And then E is express it in its own way, that emotion, usually feeling it. Sometimes it's different, so let yourself have that space to do what feels right. Some of this processing will actually happen during your ketamine infusion, but most of it will happen afterwards, and in this 6 weeks, or in this 3 weeks of 6 infusions. So you have an opportunity to really use this as a great catalyst for change, but it can be a lot of work. You're processing through a lot of emotions and a lot of tamped down emotions that have been there for a long time. Repression is a super powerful tool. Some people can repress powerful emotions for days, some people weeks, some people months, some people decades and decades and decades. But when it comes out, It can be hard, it can be challenging, it can be work. It is a lot of work, but we're here for you. We're gonna help you with other coping strategies, and then we definitely want you to have some other people on your treatment team you'd like to partner with and collaborate with so you can get the most out of these treatments. And then neutralize that emotion by letting it go once you're ready. Remember, this is a cycle. So if you need to go back in portions of the cycle and breathe into it some more or investigate it some more, that's okay. This is your space to do. And this last part's really important for that emotion, that neuroplasticity. Again, that ability to change your mind. If it feels right, turn towards a more comfortable feeling. For example, peace, forgiveness, gratitude, love, acceptance, etc. And then after you have felt those feelings, repressed from your past, and again, wellness is a journey, it's not a destination, and so there's always going to be more to process through, always more to work on, but this is a great opportunity to really do a lot of work really fast. They say the series of 6 infusions is 2 to 3 years of really quality psychotherapy all rolled into that as far as the radical acceptance that you get from these treatments. So it's really good. It's exciting times. So after you felt those feelings repressed from your past, forgiveness, it's not for them, it's for you. So forgiving isn't saying your traumatizers were correct. Forgiving isn't excusing their actions or their behaviors. Forgiving isn't validation of them or their behaviors. Forgiving isn't needing to let them in or back into your life. Forgiving isn't being okay being treated like that again ever. Forgiving isn't believing lies. Forgiving is accepting yourself for who you are now and who you were in your past. Forgiving is accepting that your emotional reactions were based on the tools that you had available to you at the time. And forgiving is taking full responsibility for who you are now. Again, forgiveness, it's not for anyone else, it's for you. Thanks for listening.